Hi, this is Kate from Izzalicious Designs. Today it's going to be a bit of a family affair. It's a Sunday and we're all at home and my husband Aaron is busy working, so if you hear tap 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 in the background, it's him. If you hear coughing in the background, she's been told to try and do it very quietly. It's Izzy. We're all a bit sniffly and snuffly, but I wanted to get my little Christmas trees out before Christmas because, you know, with the nativity it only took me 3 years. So this is my little Christmas tree. There's a variety of ways that we can do it, and I'm going to show you a couple of different ways. This way I've used little bands to depict the decorations on the tree, and as you can see I've just got this sort of little star thing happening up the top with bands like so. This one is the same. I've just done the ruffle of the mat a little differently. This one, I've actually got a cross at the top, which I'll show you how to make. It's really easy. And I've used beads as the decorations. Now, the beads are really easy. All you do is thread a tiny little bead onto a band. Now, in order to do that, you need a band and a bead, obviously. You need a threader of some sort. Now, I tend to use a metal threader. This is my little metal threader. You can use dental floss, though, as well. That works perfectly well. If you are going to use a metal threader, just get a twisty tie. Down the centre of the twisty tie is metal. And all you do is peel back the paper from the twisty tie and hold that little piece of metal, and you peel it back and get all the paper off it, like so, and then bend it in half, and you've got a little metal threader. And what you do is you put your band in the middle, like so, squeeze it shut, or it will get squeezed shut anyway as you go through the bead. Pop this through like so and thread it like a needle onto your band. So that's what I did for the beaded version. Make sure that you've got little beads. You don't want them too big, otherwise they'll get a bit top heavy. But there you go, quick tutorial on how to do a metal threader. This particular one, I tried it with white and I used these thicker gold bands and I don't like them at all. But I do think a white Christmas tree would look nice. This one I did not finish at the base. I didn't put the tree trunk and the little mat. I left it at this stage, and the reason I did that was because I wanted to see if I could fit a little tea light into it, which I could. This one was a Halloween one, but there you go. You could use ones like this, and you just stretch open the bottom and put the little tea light in. Now it's not going to show you how it lights up because these are very dim and it's a bright room, so you're not going to see it, but that could be quite nice as a little decoration as well. So I thought I'd show you that as an option. Colours you're going to need green or white or whatever colour you're going to make the actual tree. If you're using bands as your decorations, which is what I'm going to do, I have a little box which I sort of keep a variety of little rainbow bands in, just so that I can do things quickly. Brown for the tree trunk. And then I've used red and white as my base, okay? And you can do different ways of doing the base. This way I've just done a single crochet around. This way I trapped the band in the middle as I did a single crochet with red. And this way I did the same as we do the hair on our tiny tots. But let's get started. So to make our cross, what we're going to start with is take a single band, wrap it once, twice, 3 times, and take a single band, stretch it on itself, slide in like so, okay, take a single band, wrap it once, twice, 3 times, take a single band, wrap it on itself, put it over, add another one to this, so it's going to be 1 band longer than this one. All right, and then we'll do this one again. Whoops, fly all over the place. 1, 2, 3, stretch on itself and slide. So this has an end cap and 1 band doubled on itself. This has an end cap and 2 bands on itself. This has an end cap and 1 band on itself. Okay, we're going to take a band, stretch it on itself, and we're going to slide this one onto it. we're going to slide this one onto it, and we're going to slide this one onto it, and then we're going to reclaim the end like so. Make sure that it's even, stretch it out a bit. As you can see, this is the start of our cross, this is the top of our cross, these are the two arms. We're going to take another band, stretch it out and double on itself, and that is the base of our little cross. Now, when we come to start doing our tree, okay, what we're going to do, we need to chain 3 in green. All right, so what we're going to do, I'm trying to untwist these so they're not too twisted. There we are. The first one with this, because it flops over otherwise, is your first green band you're going to take and pull through. And you're going to completely drop it off your hook. Easy enough to put back on. There we go. Pull it through like so. All right. And then you chain 1 and 2. All right. I'm going to put this on a stitch mark because I'm going to show you how I do the other way without the cross. All right. Which is 5 yellow bands, and you again are going to make sure that they're halved, so like that, figure 8. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then with a green band you're going to have a chain of 3. Okay, you're going to slide your first one on, make sure you pull through. Oh, one of them is being silly. There we go. Pull through like that. So that's 1, 2 and 3. And you can make these even up a little bit. Let me put my hook through and pull a little bit so that they're even. There we go. That's a little better. All right, so once we've done our chain of 3, what we need to do is go back through this first chain. We're going back through like this, okay? And we're going to take a green band, pull it through like a slip stitch, okay? Like so. That's a slip stitch. Go to your next band, which is here, and you're going through, and you're going to do 1 single crochet, go through it again for an increase, so that's 2 single crochets, into the next stitch, which is here, and you're going to do 2 single crochets, 1 and 2, and then in this stitch here, okay, and it's lower than the others because it was the slip stitch, okay, you're going to do a single crochet. So if you actually count, all right, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Count this one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is on your hook, okay? So what we're going to do is go through that first stitch and do a single crochet like so, and put your stitch marker on that to depict first stitch. Single crochet in each of these stitches, so you will have 6. Okay, so you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is on our hook. I'm going to pop this just on here because I'm going to show you with your little one that we have here, where we had the double, we had this doubled over this first chain. It's still the same, but you're going to go through to do your slip stitch through the double, okay, like that. And you do your slip stitch, pull it through those two, and slip stitch, okay. Then you go into this first stitch here, and you're doing your increase. So first single crochet, second single crochet, then in the next stitch, first single crochet, and back through, second, and then we're going through this little one here with a single, okay. So if you have a look, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 is on a hook. This is our first stitch. Go through it and put your stitch marker on, and you're just going to continue doing the same as before with the other one. In each of these stitches you're doing a single crochet, so you will have 6 stitches. And the reason we doubled that band at the base of the cross is because the cross will be heavy and we don't want it to flop over the top of our Christmas tree. Okay, so there we have 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's exactly the same. All right, we're at exactly the same spot as this one, but we've got the little cross on the top there, and my cat is busy kicking everything out the way. So if we were to pick back up from here, okay, put your hook through that last single crochet that you did. So this is just sort of our little flare of yellow bands that we have at the top here. Now what we're going to do is an increase in each of these 6 stitches, so you're going to end up with 12 stitches. Okay, so here's your first one. Put your stitch marker on it, and there's your second stitch in there to make it your increase, so that's 2. Let's do this in here, 1 and 2, 1 and 2, 1, oops, come back here, little band, 2, 1, 2, and 1 and 2. You should have 12 stitches in total around now. Okay, you can just pull this into shape a little bit. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and 12 is on our hook. All right, so our next round is going to be single crochet, and this is the time that we add our colors. Okay, so I'm going to take a red, an orange, a purple, a pink and a blue as starters. And what we're going to do through this first single crochet, we're going to put our hook through, grab your coloured band that you want for your ornament, okay, and you're going to wrap that round once, twice and 3 times on your hook. Take your green band, slide that through so that it's sitting rather like how we threaded the bead. And if you're using a bead, this is the time that you would take your bead that's already threaded and pull it through like so and do your single crochet. We're not using a bead, we're using a band. So we have it on, we've got it threaded on our little band here. You're going to pull it through, pop the end back on, the stitch marker in the way, and do your single crochet like so, and put your stitch marker on that particular band. The next stitch, the second stitch, is going to just be a plain green, and you're going to alternate which one has a colour and which one doesn't. So this third one will have a colour. Pop it through, pull, reclaim, and do your single crochet, and then the next one is just going to be green, and this next one we're going to have a colour. 1, 2, 3, slide it on, single crochet, and this one will be green. This one will have a colour. 1, 2, 3, slide it on, pull it through, and this one will be green. Colour. 1, 2, 3, slide it on, pull it through, and this one will be green. And I need one more colour, so I'll do yellow. I know it sounds a bit silly because we've got yellow as the star. You could do that as a glittery white or whatever, doesn't really matter. Up to you how you decide. I saw a beautiful goth Christmas tree which was black with white and grey, or white and silver decorations. That was gorgeous. And this is just a green. Now, if you have a look, we've got one single crochet left to do here, but it's right under a red decoration. So I'm not going to add another decoration, even though it really, if I'm alternating, it should. I'm just going to do a single green, single crochet, okay? Because otherwise it's going to be too bunched up. So that was that. Now, what we're going to do next is work in the front loop, and it's going to be an increase in each of these front loops, and it's only going to be in green. The front loop, if you have a look, if you splay your work out like this, you've got 2 loops for your stitch here. You've got this, I'm saying front loop, it's front of the work. It's actually the loop furthest away from you, okay? So we're not working in both these loops. I guess it's the back loop here is the one that we're going to work on. The loop that is furthest away from you, which is here, the back one. And we're going to do an increase in each stitch. So a single crochet, put your stitch marker back on, that's the first one, and then go back into that back loop and do another single crochet. So we're doing an increase in this back loop only all the way around. So 2 single crochets in the back loop only. I know there's lots of different Christmas trees patterns out there for loom bands. This one is a little bit different, so I don't feel bad about doing one because, you know, it's Christmas time, and Christmas is all about Christmas trees and all that sort of stuff, isn't it, really, if you're thinking of decorations. So 2 single crochets, which will result, I believe, if my calculations are correct, in 24 stitches, but we can count in a minute. Now what you can see is, because we're working in this back loop, inside our Christmas tree, do you see how we're getting the leftover loop on the inside there, horizontally? That is really important because that is where we're going to be doing our next stitch. Oopsie, come here, little band, come here, do not run away. Okay, so second to last stitch here for this. Oopsie, come back. And there's my last stitch here, so I'm doing single crochet, single crochet. Now, on my joining my last stitch for this round to this first stitch, I'm going to do a slip stitch. So pull it through, add that loop, one over the other, and like so, okay? Now, as I mentioned, do you see inside here we have this little circle, I guess, of these little stitches that you can see. Let me see if I can grab another. What have I got here that I can show you? Do you see here? We've got these little stitches that are going around, that are the back loop, or they're the front loop, I guess, aren't they? All the way around. Can you see these? That's where we're going to be working next. But in order to bring this down, we need to do a bit of fancy footwork. So hold that little stitch. Here is the horizontal stitch that is corresponding in length, if you see what I mean. Like this is the one that is closest to you. So I'm going to put my hook through this. Now here is the bottom of the stitch, the last stitch. Here is our slip stitch. So I'm popping my hook. I've got it on all three things here. So I'm taking my slip stitch and I'm pulling it down under my last single crochet. Okay, so it's kind of hidden. And then I'm going to keep that on my hook, take another green band, and I'm going to pull through both of those loops like that, and single crochet. So I've kind of pulled it down to here. Okay, hope you can see that. I'm going to put my stitch marker on that one now, because we've effectively finished this top layer. What we're going to do now is go around on each of these little horizontal stitches, and we're going to do a single crochet. I'm in the next one, so I'm going to do a single crochet, and then here's the next one, single crochet, here's my next one. So I'm going through these horizontal stitches, which is the front loop of what we had left over of the back loop that we just worked in. And we're just doing a single crochet, work your way around. So in total we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I've got 13 because I've gone, if you have a look, there's one here that is going up. You can take that one, or you can just come across to here, which will be 12, okay? Completely up to you. I'm going to take this one up so that I don't have a little gaping hole. So that will be 13. I'm then going to come across to my first one, okay? And we're going to do a single crochet in the first one. Move your stitch marker. In the second one, we're going to do an increase. And so it's going to be single crochet increase until we get to the end. So increase is 2 single crochets in that same stitch. And then single crochet. and an increase. Single crochet and an increase. My cat's lying here and her legs are running. She's dreaming. Single crochet and an increase. Now, because I took that extra stitch, I'm finishing on a single crochet. It really doesn't matter what you finish on, whether it's a single crochet or an increase, depending on whether you took that extra stitch or not. This is a forgiving pattern. All right, so our next, you can see it's almost like a little baby witch's hat, isn't it? Our next stitch, we're going to again be working in this back loop, okay, and we're going to be doing a single crochet, increase, but we're going to be adding our colors. All right, so let's get a couple of colors ready so that we can add those in. So the first one, you're going through the back loop only. You're going to take your band for the color, wrap it once, twice, 3 times, pull it through onto a green band, pull it through and do a single crochet and move your stitch marker. Okay, the next one is just green, single crochet in that back loop. The next one, whoops, if I can get this single crochet done. There. I can do it. It's an increase, and again you're going to do just green. 1 and 2. This next one is a single crochet with a colour. 1, 2, 3. Slide on, pull through. The next one, single crochet, just green, and an increase in just green. 1 and 2. This one is a single crochet in a colour. 1, 2, 3. And if you can remember, we're working in the front loop or in the back loop here. So we're leaving the front loop inside our work. So guess what? Our next round is that's where we're working. Single crochet in green. Increase in green. 1 and 2. Pick a colour. 1, 2, 3, or thread your bead, slide it on, pull through. Next one is single in green only, followed by an increase with green only. And then we do our colour. 1, 2, 3. Next one, single crochet in green only and an increase in green only. 1 and 2. This one is colour. It's pink. 1, 2, 3. And if you can see, we're very close to the red now, so even though we've got extra stitches to do, we're not going to add any more of the ornaments because we don't want it to overlap. So that's our single crochet in green. This is our increase in green. So 1 and 2, and our last stitch will be just in green, even though normally if we were following our pattern we would have done a bauble, but we're not. All right, so again we're going to join into the first stitch here with a slip stitch, like so, one over the other. Okay, hold that, find the horizontal stitch that matches it, so kind of flip it out. I'm going to go here, there's my horizontal stitch. I'm going to poke my hook through that last single crochet, there's my slip stitch, there's my last single crochet, and I'm going to pull that slip stitch tail down under that with a green band. I'm going to do a single crochet to join those two together, and I'm going to move my stitch marker to it. Okay, and then all the way around in this horizontal stitch I'm doing a single crochet in green. One, well that's I guess 2 technically. Just in this little horizontal stitch. Gosh, the sun is streaming through the window behind me and I'm burning up. So single crochet all the way around inside this little horizontal stitch. And we have one more tier to do of our Christmas tree. My horizontal stitch is, where is it? That's it here. There we go. And I'm going to pull across and go to my first stitch here and do a single crochet and move my stitch marker to this stitch. Okay, so this is the inside of it, like so. Now, that's a single crochet that we just did. So our next round is single crochet increase. So that we've done a single crochet, now we need to do an increase. I pulled that band too tight. Let me loosen it a bit. I don't like it when I pull them too tight because they look all distorted. There you go. So we're doing an increase in this one. Single crochet, increase, single crochet, increase, single crochet, no idea what Izzy's listening to, but I can hear it through her earphones. It must be pretty loud. Single crochet, increase, and I'm finishing on an increase. See, this is how it's beginning to look. So now, again, we're going to work in this back loop, okay? And we're going to add our colour. 1, 2, 3. It's going to be slide on, pull through, move your stitch marker. That was a single crochet. The next stitch is a single crochet in the back loop only, and then we do our increase, okay? 2 single crochets in the same stitch in green only. Now we add our colour. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, broken band. Let's get rid of that one. Don't like that, thank you very much. 1, 2, 3. Single crochet, and we'll do an increase. Get that broken band out of the way so I don't try and use it again. 1 and 2. We do a colour. Single crochet and an increase. These are quite good to give as little classroom gifts as well, because they don't take terribly long to make, and they're quite fun. Single crochet, single crochet, increase, do our colour, and a single crochet and an increase. Oops, one at a time. Bauble, single crochet and an increase, Now I'm going to pick one of the colours that I have the other side of the tree, because if I go back to red, I'm going to have two reds right next to each other. So I'm going to go with the blue. Single crochet and an increase, and I think that you will find I'm too close to the next ornament. I am, so I'm going to go single crochet, single crochet, and finish on an increase. Now, we're not doing any more tiers to our tree, but we have to start working inside. So we still need to do a slip stitch in green. So pull it through. Oopsie, let's do that again. Go through your first stitch, pull your band through, add your last stitch, reclaim one over the other, pinch it and hold it tight. We're looking down here for our stitch that is going horizontally around. Go through your last single crochet and pull that down through like so, so that it's hidden. Single crochet to get down. Okay, and we're going to go all the way around in single crochet. You can put your stitch marker on this one. All the way around in single crochet in green. Okay, so find that horizontal stitch, and we're going all the way around in green, and we're going to start the bottom of our tree. Oh, Phoebe, get your foot out of my box of bands. She was just testing them. Halfway there. Oops, there we go. Now our next round when we get there, which is not very far away, is single crochet, decrease. So I'm on my last one here. You're going to move across to that first one, single crochet in it, move your stitch marker. Settle down, Phoebe. Second stitch is a single crochet, and then just going through these top loops only of the next 2 stitches, you're doing a decrease, and that is all the way around. Single crochet, single crochet, and decrease. That is not me making that licking noise. That is the cat who has gone and had a snack and is now back and deciding to bath herself on my desk. Phoebe, enough. Nobody wants to hear you, Fluffy. Decrease, oopsie, single crochet, single crochet, decrease, single crochet, single crochet, and a decrease. Single crochet and single crochet. So I finish on my second single crochet. My next round is decrease. Okay, so we go through the first stitch, the top, that back loop, and the next stitch, the back loop, and do a decrease, and move your stitch marker to that. And just decrease all the way around. Oops. Dropping stitches is not good. There's not room for 2 of you cats up here. Now, at this point, when you finish this last decrease, if you want to add a one of the little lights, what are they called? These little lights, the tea lights. This is where you would basically go through your first stitch and tie off, okay? Because that gives you a big enough hole here to stretch out and put the tea light in, and that would be done, okay? But if you're going to continue so that we can actually put a little tree trunk on it, at this time we're going to change to our brown bands, and then the other colours that I have now are going to be red and white, because I'm doing a red mat with a white rim around it. Okay, so I'm changing to brown bands. I'm getting some stuff out the way here. Okay, so some brown bands. Now, what I'm going to do at this stage, okay, so if you're using tea light, this is where you tie off with green and you're done. If you're going to carry on and do the little tree stump, what we're going to do is go through the post. All right, so if you remember, the post is where you go through. Normally we go through like this. We're not. We're going to take a hook and go down that front stitch, and then pop back up and grab this post which is between the stitches. Okay, so grab the post and we're doing a slip stitch like so and moving your stitch marker to that. The reason we're doing a slip stitch is so that these are merged in colour wise. So we're going to go all the way around, just popping out that post and doing a single crochet on the post. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Now, I've got 9. You might have one less because you might not have picked up that other stitch. It shouldn't really matter. You should have about 8 or 9. Even if you had 10, it's not going to be too much of a problem. All right. You're going to skip this slip stitch in brown here and go into this real stitch and do a single crochet like so. All right. Move your stitch marker. You're going to go all the way around doing one single crochet. And we're not going to make the tree trunk very tall because otherwise the little Christmas tree will be top heavy and it will fall over. There's my last stitch. I'm going to attach this to my stitch marker. We're going to get a tiny bit of stuffing, not much stuffing at all, okay? And we're going to just stretch this open and pop our stuffing inside. What we want to make sure that we don't do is make this bottom part bulge out. We don't want that to happen. So don't use too much stuffing. Get your stitch marker out the way, spread open the little tree trunk, and you want to push the stuffing to the base of your tree. Well, I suppose the tip of your tree, because while we're working with it upside down it's the base, but we're actually working on the base. So not too much stuffing. Spread it around as best you can. And I am not worried about stuffing the tree trunk, okay? I'm not really worried about having that stuffed. The important part is the actual body of the tree. Now, fiddle factor. What we need to do now, pick up our stitch. Phoebe, that really sounds awful. Can we stop? Can we don't? Thank you. Now we want to work in the post again, but we're going to work in the inside post. So we're popping it through this way, all right? We're going to do a single crochet. This one will be a slip stitch because it's the first one. Move your stitch marker. But we're just popping our hook in and popping out that post so that we've changed the direction. So go from the inside, poke inside, poke back through to the inside from the back. And then, rather like with the Tiny Tots shoes, we're going to collect up all of these stitches and tie them off when we get to that set. Just the post, thank you very much. If you carry on, Phoebe, we're going to have to call this Lickalicious instead of Izzalicious. Lick, lick, lick. Can't be that dirty. Okay, so am I at my last one? I think I might be. I am. I'm at my last one. There's my first stitch here. That was this was a slip stitch. So what we're going to do, we've got to collect up all these stitches. All right, so get the top loop of all of these stitches, collect them up on your hook. I see a top one here, I see a top one here, and if you can't fit all of them on, slide it through like so. Keep one side on your hook. There's my next one here. I'm going to take that, pull it through, hold it. Where's my next one? Here it is. Put it on my hook. I'm stitching around almost to get all these top loops. I think I've got one more. Here we are. Yep. I've got my band on here. I'm going to take one last brown band and I'm going to tie those into a knot together like so. So I've almost got like a little magic ring at the base here. I'm going to poke my hook through the center and pull that tie off band back inside the tree. So that it's hidden. All right. Again, I still have not got this stuffed and I don't care to. I'm changing now to my red bands to do the mat. So to do the mat for our little tree, what I'm going to do is I'm going to try and line it up the start with where we have this little lumpy bit for where we've moved inside with our single crochet. So this is where we have the slip stitch. So I'm going to kind of go to about here so that we can make this the back of our tree. What we're going to do is start by doing a single crochet and putting your stitch marker on that. And then you're going to just work in this, and I should say we're not working in the whole stitch, we're working in this outside loop. And we're going to do an increase in the next stitch. And I'm not going to go into this one here because that looks like it's a slip stitch. I'm going to go into this bit here with a single crochet and then a increase. I was going to say a slip stitch, but I'm talking rubbish. So an increase, a single, an increase, single, oops, come on, and an increase. Our next stitch, so we're going in here, is going to be a single crochet. Move your stitch marker, another single crochet in the next stitch, and then an increase. Phoebe, you're not coming up. Single crochet, single crochet, crochet, whoops, single crochet, and an increase, single crochet, single crochet, and an increase. I'm going to do the same for the next round. Single crochet, whoopsie, single crochet and increase. Single crochet, single crochet, and increase. And I'm finishing on a single crochet. Oops. And my final round, if my cat will give me my box of bands, is white. I'm going to do a slip stitch first. Move my stitch marker, and I'm going to do slip stitch increase, slip stitch, single crochet increase all the way around. The reason I've done this design of stitches this way is because it was just ending up too frilly before. So I've done it this way. Go through your first stitch. You're going to do a tie off. And you're going to hide that stitch through these little stitches at the back here, so that nobody can see it. There we go, like so. Take your stitch marker out, put our bands away. Let's see how this looks. There we go. Now you can stretch this out just a little bit so that it's and puff this up a little bit. But there we have, oh, the sunlight's in the way. There we have our little Christmas tree, a little Christmas mat. I hope you enjoy making. I look forward to seeing your designs. I know, I swear, there's a lady by the name of Jo, a French lady by the name of, her work is just gorgeous. I should really get her to do it, and I just do the design, because her work really does turn out so beautifully. So many of you, your work turns out so much nicer than mine, but there we go. This is the Christmas tree. I look forward to seeing how yours turn out and knowing I will be very jealous. Happy Christmas, everybody, and I'll see you for the next video. Take care. Bye bye.